Hi there! For today, I am back with another medical surgical nursing lecture because today I am serving you peptic ulcer disease. I'll give you everything that you need to know about peptic ulcer disease to the T. Yes, I promise. If you want to know more about that, stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Neil Gabet. I'm a registered nurse and I do have a degree in medical surgical nursing. I create my nursing educational content to help nursing students and nursing professionals with their studies. If that is something that you are interested in, consider subscribing. If you're already a subscriber though, thank you so much for your love and support. I see you. I upload my nursing educational content 2 to 3 times in a week. Don't miss that out. Subscribe now. You hit that notification bell so that you will be the very first to watch my newest uploads. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and share with your friends because that will really help me know that you like to see more contents like this. Without further ado, let's jump into the video, nurses. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and for today we have another medical surgical nursing lecture. Have you ever heard about the concept of your peptic ulcer disease? Well, on this video I will give you a thorough discussion about that. Causes, overview, assessment, diagnostic tests, clinical manifestations, including your medical, surgical, and nursing interventions. All of that good stuff in one video. In order for me to do that, I will need to switch back to my PC, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, hi everybody! Welcome back nga sa ating formal discussion ng iyong peptic ulcer disease. Now, this is another entry natin sa iyong medical surgical nursing, and let this be your study guide sa pag-aaral mo ng peptic ulcer disease. Sa video discussion na to, pag-aaralan natin yung nursing care management sa mga pasyenteng diagnosed ng peptic ulcer. So, handa ka na ba? Simulan na natin with our objectives for today. Ano-ano ba yung mga ine-expect man na dapat mong asahan sa video discussion na to? Well, today we're gonna have the overview of your peptic ulcer disease, classification, causes, clinical manifestations, assessment, and diagnostic findings. We're also gonna discuss about the medical management, surgical management, and of course, your nursing management. Let's begin. So, overview muna tayo. Alright, so a peptic ulcer may be referred to as a gastric, duodenal, or esophageal ulcer depending on its location. Alright, so a peptic ulcer is an excavation that forms in the mucosal wall of the stomach in the pylorus. Where? Pylorus. Or in the duodenum or in the esophagus. The erosion of the circumscribed area may extend as deeply as the muscle layers or through the muscle to the peritoneum. Malinaw yon? Malinaw. So what are the classifications of your peptic ulcer disease? Ito na po siya. Now, gastric ulcer tend to occur in the lesser curvature of the stomach near the pylorus. Duodenal ulcer. Peptic ulcers are more likely to occur in the duodenum than in the stomach. Esophageal ulcer. Now, this type of ulcer occur as a result of the backward flow of the hydrochloric acid, from the stomach into the esophagus. Kapag nagkakaroon ng reflux ang pasyente mo, nasusugat, nadadamage ang esophagus. Mapapansin mo, dito sa classification niya, depende nga siya sa kanyang location. Tatawagin mo siyang gastric ulcer kapag sa pylorus sa stomach nag-originate yung cause, yung damage. Duodenal ulcer kapag sa duodenum, right? Now, esophageal ulcer kapag ang damage ay nasa esophagus due to gastric reflux, okay? May hydrochloric acid kasi, which is a normal, chemical na makikita for digestion sa ating tummy, okay? Now, let's proceed. What are the causes of your gastric ulcer? Ito na siya, or your peptic ulcer disease. Una dyan ang Helicobacter pylori. Research has documented that peptic ulcer result from infection with the gram-negative bacteria H. pylori, which may be acquired through ingestion of food and water. H. pylori damages the mucous coating that protects the stomach and the duodenum. Ano pa? Salicylates and NSAIDs. Encourages ulcer inflammation by inhibiting the secretion of prostaglandins. Ano pa? Various illness. Ano ba yung sinasabi nating illnesses or diseases na pwedeng mag-lead or mag-lead sa pasyente mo para magkaroon ng, peptic ulcer. Ito na siya. Pwedeng ang pasyente mo ay may pancreatitis, hepatic disease, Crohn's disease, gastritis, and Zollinger-Ellison. Ano pa? Excess hydrochloric acid. Excessive secretion of your HCl in the stomach may contribute to the formation of peptic ulcers. Irritants. Ingestion of milk and caffeinated beverages and alcohol also increase the hydrochloric secretion. These contribute by accelerating gastric emptying time and promoting mucosal breakdown. Blood type. Alam nyo ba na ang gastric ulcer tend to strike people with type A blood, while duodenal ulcers tend to afflict people with type O blood. Yes. So sabi nila, base sa research and studies, ang mga type A daw kadalasan nagkakaroon ng gastric ulcer. Yung mga type O naman, duodenal ulcers. So yun ay ayon sa pag-aaral. Once again, these are the causes of your peptic ulcer. What are the clinical manifestations of your peptic ulcer disease? Now, symptoms of ulcer may last for a few days, weeks, months, and may disappear only to reappear often without an identifiable cause. So, nagre-recur siya. Okay, ano mga manifestations mo? Siyempre, meron ka dyang pain. As a rule, the patient with an ulcer complains of dull, gnawing pain or a burning sensation in the mid-epigastrium or the back that is relieved by eating. Relieved by eating ang pain ng iyong peptic ulcer disease. So, ang pasyente mo nagko-complain ng abdominal pain, tapos pinakain mo, kumain siya, tapos nalaman mo sa history, na pag kumakain siya, nawawala yung pain. You can suspect that that patient is having or suffering from peptic ulcer disease. Ano pa? Pyrosis. Ano yung pyrosis natin? Heartburn. Now, this is a burning sensation in the stomach and esophagus that moves up to the mouth. Meron ka ding dyang vomiting. This result from obstruction of the pyloric orifice caused by either muscular spasm of the pylorus or mechanical obstruction from scarring. Next, constipation and diarrhea. Constipation or diarrhea may occur probably as a result of diet and medications. Bleeding. 15% of patients may present with GI bleeding as evidenced by the passage of melena or ang ating black tarry stools. Okay? So these are the presenting signs and symptoms of your peptic ulcer disease. Alright. So as a nurse, how are you going to assess and diagnose patients who have peptic ulcer disease? Now, to establish the diagnosis of peptic ulcer, the following assessment and laboratory studies should be performed. Ito na po siya. Esophagastroduodenoscopy. This confirms the presence of an ulcer and allows histologic studies and biopsies to rule out H. pylori or cancer. Physical examination. A physical examination may reveal pain, epigastric tenderness, or abdominal distension. Meron ka rin dyang barium study. A barium study of the upper GI tract may show an ulcer. Ano pa? Endoscopy. Endoscopy is the preferred diagnostic procedure because it allows direct visualization of inflammation changes, ulcers, and lesions. Ano pa, you guys? Meron ka din dyang occult blood. Tools may be tested periodically until they are negative for occult blood. Naalala mo si Melena? Ito po siya. Next, carbon-13 o yung 13C urea breath test. Now, this one will actually reflect activity of H. pylori. Remember, H. pylori pwedeng isa sa mga causative agent ng iyong peptic ulcer disease. Ito siya, carbon-13, 13C. Okay, let's proceed. What are the medical management of your peptic ulcer disease? Now, once diagnosed, nurses, the patient may inform that the condition can be controlled. Manageable naman po ang peptic ulcer. Some diet restrictions lang, modifications here and there, maiwasan yung recurrence ng peptic ulcer at ang kanyang mga symptoms. Ito na siya, huwag ka mag-alala. Now, pharmacological therapy. Currently, the most commonly used therapy for peptic ulcer is combination of antibiotics, proton pump inhibitors, and bismuth salts that suppresses or eradicate the infection. Na kung hindi mo pa napapanood yung drug study na ginawa ko, nursing drug study about your proton pump PPI, idilink ko siya dyan ha, nandun yun sa sa nursing pharma natin. Check mo rin yun, okay? Now, ano pa? Stress reduction and rest. Reducing environmental stress requires physical and psychological modifications on the patient's part, as well as the aid and cooperation of family members and significant others. Smoking cessation. Studies have shown that smoking decreases the secretion of bicarbonate from the pancreas into the duodenum, resulting in increased acidity of duodenum. Dietary modification. Avoiding extremes of temperature of food and beverages and overstimulation from the consumption of meat, extracts, alcohol, coffee, and other caffeinated beverages, and diets rich in cream and milk should be implemented. Ang daming dapat gawin, pero basically naglalaro lang siya sa 4. Okay. Now, what are the surgical management ng iyong peptic ulcer disease? The introduction of antibiotics to eradicate H. pylori and H2 receptor antagonists as treatment of ulcer has greatly reduced the need for surgical interventions. But just in case na ang patient mo ay mag-undergo ng surgery, ano-ano ba yon? Eto na siya. Meron tayong una, yung iyong pyloroplasty. Pyloroplasty involves transecting nerves that stimulate acid secretion and opening the pylorus. Pyloroplasty, repairplasty of your pylorus. Ano pa? Atherectomy, ectomy. So, may nire-remove dyan. Ano yung nire-remove natin? Atherectomy is the removal of the pyloric portion of the stomach with anastomosis to either the duodenum or jejunum. Okay? So, ito na siya. Atherectomy and pyloroplasty. Alright, so what are the nursing management? Sa mga susunod na slide, tatalakay natin yung nursing assessment and interventions mo for patients who is having or is diagnosed with peptic ulcer disease. Eto na. Nursing assessment, ano-ano ba yung mga dapat mong i-assess? Una, assess for description of pain. Assessment of relief. Measures to relieve the pain, diba? Eating, yun nga. So, assessment of the characteristics of the vomitus. You also need to assess for the patient's usual food intake and food habits kasi pwede mong malaman, pwede mong maging part yun ng health teachings mo kung ano-ano yung mga dapat i-modify in terms of the patient's diet. Doon ka magpo-formulate ng dietary plan for your patient. Next, what are the nursing interventions? Administer prescribed medications. You also need to instruct your patient to avoid aspirin, which is an anticoagulant, and foods and beverages that contain acid-enhancing caffeine. Ano to? Mga kagaya ng colas, tsaa, kape, at tsokolate. Along with decaffeinated coffee, may mga available naman na sa market ng decaffeinated coffee. So, yun na lang muna ha. Iwas-iwas tayo sa mga food rich in caffeine or beverages rich in caffeine. Ano pa? Encourage the patient to eat regularly, spaced meals in a relaxed atmosphere, obtain regular weights, and encourage dietary modification. Encourage relaxation techniques. Okay? Yun na nga siya. Kaya pag-yogahin mo yung pasyente. Charot. Ito na. In terms of reducing anxiety naman, what are the things that you can do as a nurse? Assess what the patient wants to know about the disease and evaluate level of anxiety. Encourage patient to express fears openly and without criticism. Explain diagnostic tests and administering medications on schedule. Interact in a relaxing manner. Help in identifying stressors and explain effective coping techniques. And this will also include relaxation methods, mga deep breathing exercises, mga ganon, or diversion of attention. Ano pa? Encourage family to participate in care and give emotional support. Now, in terms naman of monitoring and managing complications, now what if may hemorrhage na? Remember, isa nga sa mga clinical manifestations niya yung melena or GI bleeding. So, paano kapag may hemorrhage na? Paano mo yun i-manage as a nurse? You need to assess for faintness or dizziness and nausea before or with bleeding. Test stool for occult or gross blood. Monitor vital signs frequently. Ano to? Monitor for signs of tachycardia, hypotension, and tachypnea. Insert an indwelling urinary catheter and monitor intake and output. Insert and maintain an IV line for infusing fluid and blood. Monitor laboratory values, yung yung monitor mo, hemoglobin and hematocrit. Insert and maintain a nasogastric tube and monitor drainage. Provide lavage as ordered. Monitor oxygen saturation and administering oxygen therapy. You can place the patient in the recumbent position with legs elevated to prevent hypotension, or place the patient on the left side to prevent aspiration from vomiting. Lastly, you can treat hypovolemic shock as indicated. Alright, paano naman kapag ang concern mo is perforation or penetration? Ibig sabihin lumala na talaga yung peptic ulcer disease ng yung pasyente mo. Ano yung gagawin mo as a nurse? You can note and report symptoms of penetration. Ano-ano ba yung mga symptoms ng penetration mo? Yung back and epigastric pain not relieved by medications that were effective in the past. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nagkakaroon pa rin ng pain ng pasyente mo, tapos hindi na siya nare-relieve ng mga past medications niya na effective as noted sa history, is you can report that and note that to the physician. Ano pa? Note and report symptoms of perforation. Ano yon? Sudden abdominal pain, referred pain to the shoulders, vomiting and collapse, extremely tender and rigid abdomen, hypotension, tachycardia, and other signs of shock. Na paano naman? Syempre, i-discharge mo na yung pasyente mo. Ano yung home management mo and teaching self-care? Tandaan mo na meron tayo ditong modification ng lifestyle. So, hindi na siya mag-iossi. Iwas na siya sa mga alam mo yon, caffeinated drinks such as coffee. Nako, I cannot live without coffee. Paano mo naman ipoprovide yung instructions mo, or ano-ano yung mga instructions mo sa pasyente mo? Well, una, assist the patient in understanding the condition and factors that help or aggravate it. Ano pa? Teach patient about prescribed medications including name, dosage, frequency, and possible side effects. Also identify medications such as aspirin that patient should avoid. Bakit iniiwasan yung aspirin natin? Kasi nga anticoagulant ito, okay? It could mask the GI bleeding. You don't want that, okay? Or it can actually, dahil nga anticoagulant siya, it can actually produce further bleeding sa iyong GI tract, and you really don't want that, okay? Now, instruct patient about particular foods that will upset the gastric mucosa, such as coffee, tea, colas, and alcohol, which have acid-producing potential. Encourage patient to eat regular meals in a relaxed setting and to avoid overeating. Ayaw mo naman masyadong kumain, overeating, binge eating, kasi it could actually increase the production of your hydrochloric acid. Explain what smoking may interfere with ulcer healing. Refer patient to programs to assist with smoking cessation. Alert patient to signs and symptoms of complications to be reported. These complications include hemorrhage, cold skin, confusion, increased heart rate, labored breathing, and blood in the stool. Penetration and perforation, ano naman yung mga signs nun? Severe abdominal pain, rigid and tender abdomen, vomiting, elevated temperature, and increased heart rate. And pyloric obstructions, ano naman yung mga signs nun? Nausea, vomiting, distended abdomen, and abdominal pain. Now, nurse, how are you going to identify obstructions? You can insert and monitor nasogastric tube more than 400 ml suggests obstruction. Alright, once again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more nursing educational videos. Let me know if you have other nursing educational topics that you want me to create for you. Let me know on the comments section below. Abangan nyo po yung mga next nating video, ha? Now, I really want to grab this opportunity to thank you who's listening right now, who's watching my video right now, for making this all happen. You guys, we've been really, really growing, and I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my duodenum. Okay? Now, tulungan mo nga ako kung gusto mo pang mas makakita ng mga nursing educational videos. Help me out. Spread the news about my channel. Pamalitan mo ng pinakabago, pinaka-fresh at pinakalibreng review center sa balat ng YouTube. I'll see you again next time. Have a good one. Thank you so much you guys for watching. Hope you learned something. Help me grow my channel.
You already here, you might as well subscribe. Team Cool Talk.
Give this video a big thumbs up and share with your friends. Let me know what you guys think. You put them down in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to check out other playlists I created for you. I'll be putting the links on the description box, so simply click this icon button right here. Let's connect. Follow me on all my other social media accounts. Everything is at Neil Gabe. I'll see you again.